Welcome back to Neanie's Texas Kitchen. Tonight, we're going to make homemade donuts with strawberry filling and covered in powdered sugar. So, first thing, let's go over our ingredients. We need 2 cups of flour. We need 1/4 of a cup of sugar. We need 3 tablespoons of butter. We need 2 eggs. 2 packets of yeast, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, 2/3 a cup of milk, and 1/2 a cup of water. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our butter into our bowl. Then we're going to put our flour in. We're going to put our sugar. Now, the recipe says the milk should be warm, so we're going to warm our milk up. So 2/3 a cup of milk, and I'm just going to warm it up over a low heat. Now, the way that you're supposed to do this is you are supposed to put your salt on one side of the bowl. And then you're supposed to put your yeast on the other side of the bowl. I'm going to put it over here on this side. So, then we're just going to put our eggs right in the middle. Now, I'm letting my milk heat just a little bit. Alright, it's warm. You don't want it scalding and you don't want it boiling. You just want it warm. So I'm going to pour that in because it's warm. And then what you're going to do is take half of your 1/2 cup of water, so 1/4 of a cup, and pour that in. Alright, so I got 1/4 cup left. Then you take your fingers and you're going to mix that with your fingers. So y'all, a while ago I said 2 cups. I misspoke about that. It's supposed to be 4 cups. And I just said it wrong. I'm really sorry about that. It's 4 cups and you're going to turn it into this dough. And so what you're going to do after it starts to make a dough, see how it's making a dough? You're going to add a little bit of your water. Not all of it, the last 1/4 cup, just a little bit. And you're going to keep on squinching it up, mixing it in real good, like that. And then you'll add the last little bit of water and you just keep on squinching it and get it all mixed in good together. The dough is going to feel a little bit wet and that is normal. Alright? Yes, I washed my hands. Don't worry, y'all. I did. I washed them real good with antibacterial soap. All right. Squinch it up real good. Y'all are thinking, I'm going to the donut shop. I'm not going to do all that mess. But they're going to taste so good. And they're going to be fresh and homemade. They're going to be awesome. All right. There we go. Now, I'm going to get this out of the way. Look, Mom, no hands. So, the next thing I'm going to do is get some of this dough off my fingers. And then it says to turn the dough out onto a lightly floured surface. So, y'all hold on just 1 second and I'm going to get my flour ready because I got dough all over my fingers. All right, now we take our dough and we're going to tip it out onto a lightly floured surface like this. And then we're just going to roll it around and work it. What you're wanting to do is to get that gluten that's inside that dough to get stretchy so that when you let it rise, it'll rise up and then it'll have those air pockets in it and you'll be ready to shape it. And so you can already see how it's getting more smooth and springy, and that's what you want. All right. So we just keep working it, keep on working it. I'm doing it this way because I had people saying, I don't have a bread maker. Can you show me how to make that stuff without a bread maker? And so I said, all right. But I bet after this video, a whole bunch of y'all are going to be like, I'm getting a bread maker. But hey, they're going to be good. They're going to be real, real good. So you knead it like this for about 5 to 10 minutes until your dough is like nice and smooth. And then once it's nice and smooth, you're going to put it into a clean bowl. So not the one you just took it out of, but a clean one. And then you'll cover it with a damp tea towel, which is just like a thin linen towel. And you let it rise for about an hour. And then you're going to play with it some more. So don't worry, y'all. I cleaned and disinfected my island before I started this whole process tonight. Man, that dough is getting good. Gluten is working its way in there. Look how pretty that dough's starting to look. From that sticky mess I had a while ago, it's starting to stick to itself. It's very happy. Guess what? Yeah, this is a good workout. So, if you're worried about going to the gym, if you just make homemade donuts, you can eat them. Because you're doing all the exercise beforehand. It's like, I'm burning calories so I can eat a donut. Yeah. It's awesome. It's great. Man, that dough's feeling good. Look how smooth that thing's getting. Perfect. Just gotta work it. Knead that dough. It's therapeutic. If you're a big, strong man, you can probably do this with one hand, but I'm just a girl, so I'm gonna use two so I don't wear out one arm. All right, that looks pretty. So now I'm gonna put it into a regular pan and I'm gonna cover it with my tea towel and then we'll be back in an hour. All right, y'all, as you can see, my dough doubled in size over the last hour. Looks good, don't it? So now what I'm gonna do is take it out of the bowl and tip it onto a lightly floured surface, like that. Then, I'm just gonna knead it a few times on my lightly floured surface. Ooh, that feels good. That was nice and stretchy, look. See how it stretches? And it feels smooth. That's because the yeast is working with that gluten and sugar and everything, the milk that's in there to make it good. All right, now what it says to do is I'm gonna roll it, and then it says to cut it into 10 pieces and shape them into a ball. So I'm gonna cut it into 10 pieces. And that is only 8. So I'll take a couple of them, cut them in half. Now I'm going to shape them into a ball. And roll them around like this on the counter. And then turn them onto a lightly floured cookie sheet. Like this. Okay, now that you have all your donuts rolled out into balls and put on your pan, so I said 10, but I ended up making 11 because I had enough dough for it. So now that you did that, you're gonna set them over to let them rise for another hour. So I'm gonna set them here and I'm gonna put my towel back over them and let them rise. Set my timer for an hour to let them rise. Now, once they get close to being done rising, so probably like 50 minutes from now, I'm gonna turn on my oil and let it start heating up so that I can fry them once they're done. All right. So I already have my oil pan and my oil ready. If you have a deep fryer, you can do them in that, but I'm just going to use my pan with some oil in it, about 2 inches deep. So we'll be back once we get ready to fry them. All right, y'all. So I've been letting my donuts rise for an hour, but at about 10 minutes till they were done rising, around 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes, I turned on my oil to fry my donuts in. So it's all nice and hot and my donuts are done rising. So I'm going to turn down my heat just a little so my donuts don't get too brown. So you need like a slotted spoon, something like this wire mesh spoon that I've got, so that you can put them in. You do them about 45 minutes on each side, 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and then flip them. So we'll take one off, put it in there. I'm gonna do like 3 of them at a time. See how they're boiling up? That means they're frying at the right temperature. So I'm going to do them for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side, and then when I do that, then I'm going to put them on this plate of sugar, just fine granulated sugar, and I'm going to flip them over, and then I'm going to put them on this platter to let them cool, because you have to let them cool all the way before you fill them with the strawberry filling. So you can see that they're getting fluffier. They're all floating and everything. So I'm gonna let them cook like that for a minute. So when it's time to flip them, we'll be right back. All right, so y'all can see how they're getting nice and golden brown on that first side. So we just flipped them over and we're just waiting for them to finish frying on the other side. And then I'll put them over into my sugar and coat them on both sides to make them sweet. And then we'll finish frying up the rest of them. All right, now as you finish frying up your donuts, see how they're nice and golden brown? What you're gonna do is take them out with your slotted spoon and put them on a plate that has just regular sugar on it. Just like that. All right. Just set them on there. Turn off your heat. And then you're just going to coat them in the sugar. Just like this. That hot oil that you just fried them in is going to stick to it. And coat them. Just like that. And then you're going to set them on another plate and just let them cool. All right? And then once they're completely cool, then we'll take a sharp knife and we'll poke into the side of it to the middle, and then we'll pop in our strawberry jam. So as you can see over here, I have my first batch that I fried a while ago. So we're just letting them cool, and we'll be back with y'all once we get them all cooled down and get our jelly ready to go in. All right, our donuts have cooled down. So now what you do, you take a knife and you go into the side like this and poke a hole, and then just kind of turn it a little bit like that. And then I've taken a piping tool and put my straight piping end on it, and I filled it with strawberry jam. So now I'm going to put that into my hole, and I'm just going to pipe in jelly until it starts to run out like that. And then I'll do the next one. Stick it in the hole and pop my jelly. And then when it's starts to run out, I'm done. So all you do is repeat that process for all your donuts. And then sit down and eat some. So I'm gonna finish popping these and we'll be back in a minute. All right, y'all. So they're ready. As you can see, that jelly is just oozing right out of them. And now my husband Six, he's gonna be the taste tester for us and see what he thinks of it. Look at all that jelly coming out. What do you think, babe? He likes them, y'all. He's too busy to talk.
Perfect.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoy watching me make these homemade strawberry jam-filled donuts in Neanie's Texas Kitchen. If you like my video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We'll see y'all next time in Neanie's Texas Kitchen.